ATVScene.com presents a Fireside Chat with John Arns and Cain Smead. Filling in for John Arns, ATV Scene's John Pellan. This week's topic, the 2006 Yamaha YFZ450.
Hi John, thanks for having me back on Fireside Chat.
Well, thanks for coming. I apologize. John Aarons couldn't make it, so I'm going to have to be filling in for Fireside Chat Round 2.
Yeah, that's fine. John rode with me yesterday, and we talked quite a bit about how the new YFZ450 works.
Yeah, you know, he mentioned to me he really liked it, and I can't wait to ride it myself, but I guess I'm going to be the guy that didn't get to ride it. You're the guy that did ride it. I'm wondering, did Siskel and Ebert, did one of the Siskel and Ebert actually not ever watch the movie before?
Could have happened. I never know. Stranger things have happened.
I guess so. So I'll be the uneducated Siskel, and you can be the educated Ebert, I guess.
Is that the big one?
I guess so. I don't remember. I know one of them passed on, I believe.
Yeah, I think it's Roper.
It might be. It might be. Well, maybe we'll start a new trend in this ATV industry. Well, instead of narrating movies, we'll figure out the plot. How's that?
Shut up.
So can we move on and figure out the plot? Can, if you could. Magoo, this all comes out, Magoo. So just remember, this all comes out.
Continue.
Okay.
Thank you.
As I said before we were interrupted.
Wait. It's you guys are.
I'm sorry.
Well, what would you like to talk about first, John?
I've got some serious questions. I don't think just because the displacement was over 449 from what was it?
439.
Yeah. Come on. Are we really going to see a power improvement with that little bit? I mean, the crank was also added. I think there's 1.5 millimeter on the crank or something. And we're going to have more power because of this little increase, or you got to ride it?
Well, to be honest with you, I rode it both in bone stock trim and with an aftermarket GYTR pipe on it. And you could tell the bigger notice before you put the pipe on. In total stock trim, it seemed to work a tad bit better. With the aftermarket pipe, it was just as strong as it was before at 450.
They've also, I think they've decreased the intake. The intake, that's been decreased. So I thought, when you decrease something on volume, are they trying to govern the motor?
Well,
yet they're saying this is an improvement.
I think that matched the stock conditions better with the airbox lid on and the stock muffler. Maybe that's where the notice comes in. When you pull the airbox lid off and put the slip on or pipe on, that thing is just going to rock like it did before. It's got handfuls of power and more than you really need.
Huh. All right. Well, I guess you proved me wrong in that case. You could tell a difference in the power.
Only with the in-stock trim, yes.
Okay. Well, stopping power. You got a motor, you need to be able to stop. I know that they've increased the brakes. I think they've.
James, good evening.
I know they improved the brakes all the way around, front and rear.
I think the rear had a larger caliper.
Yes.
But the feel in the front brakes is phenomenal compared to how it was last year. It's as good as anything out there. It still has rubber lines.
I was just going to say.
It has front brakes that'll stop on anything.
You've ridden race quads with steel braided lines. Are you going to compare it to something like that?
Yeah. As good as this steel braided line.
Wow.
As good or better than the Honda's 450s front brakes, which are phenomenal.
So all that
front brakes
all that hype about the brakes, they weren't kidding. They're better.
They're definitely better, much better.
And you are the stock quad guru. I mean, I've seen people ride stock quads, but you take the cake for noticing things on a stock quad. Of all the people I know, you're very good on a stock quad.
Yeah.
So that goes a long way when they ask you that.
Yeah. No need for steel braided lines on this thing. There's no reason to crack those things open and have to go through that.
Let's move to suspension. I know that's, your stop, you got the motor, you need to be able to stop. So, suspension, you talk to any suspension company, that's just as important as the motor.
Yeah.
They've increased, I think they've changed the whole front and rear. The rear is
the rear
larger
gains
spring.
some travel,
Yeah.
and it's a more comfortable ride as a trail machine now. Where
More
it was
of a plush, right?
it was a little harsh in '04 and '05, and now it's a little more comfortable on, say, the smaller chatter bumps or skipping across some tree roots or whatever. It soaks up better, and
You're talking front or rear for the whole
that
package?
goes with the whole package, including the added seat foam, larger, taller steering stem. It's just it's a more plush ride, and than it was before.
I know you just mentioned the seat foam. I know you like a firm seat. We talked about that before.
Well, that's
You
Mr.
did-
Arns. He
He likes the firm seat.
Yeah,
Stand correct.
yeah.
You believe that this new YFZ seat, let's talk about it. Some people had issues with it being too stiff. You don't like a stiff seat. You like a soft seat.
Right. I like a firm seat, but not too firm.
Me too. Me too.
I did have a problem with this seat, though. Just like any other Yamaha seat, there's a real hard plastic base under there, and when you're moving your seat from side to side,
Right.
you can really feel that plastic base.
I believe that Yamaha built this thing for racing, and I think they expect the guy to be almost off the seat half the time. And guys like us getting older, I like to be on the seat a little bit, and, more comfortable.
Yeah.
But I'm glad they did that for me. I can sit down once in a while when I get tired.
Yeah, and then you don't have to sit. You don't have to go down so far and
Right.
stand up so high because you have that taller seat.
What about the ergonomics? They've raised the handlebars, I believe, and made it a little bit better, not as cramped.
Yeah.
For me, I don't think that was an issue. I'm 5'10".
Right.
I thought it was perfect the way it was.
Yeah, I'm a bigger guy though. I'm 6'1". It has a taller stem, but a lower profile handlebar, and it's a bit less cramped. They lightened the spring on the thumb throttle, but they didn't change the shape of the thumb throttle, so it still kind of wears on you riding it for very long.
But it does feel a little bit easier to push after a
Definitely
long
is
ride.
easier to push, and if you like thumb throttles, you're going to like this one even better than last year's, but it still could use some improvement.
Okay. Well, what else could I ask you? I can't wait to ride this thing. Fortunately, like I said, I'm the uneducated Cisco, and I have to go into this thing blind. I'm trying to portray a good image of what the quad rode like, and
Yeah.
I don't have a clue.
Well,
I did get to ride the old one, so I saw part one of the movie, but I haven't seen the new one. So
I'm sure you're going to get a nice preview in your dreams tonight.
okay.
That's
Am I going to like it?
you are going to like it.
I've had some good dreams before, though. It'd be hard to top some of my dreams.
I'm sure you have.
What about the easy chain adjustment this year?
Ooh, that's
We almost left
that-
without talking about
yes.
that. That's one of the major things that I liked. I almost forgot to bring it up. I think I've had
Yeah.
too much wine
That's
tonight. How about you?
Well-
Have you drank a lot of these?
No, this is my first class.
See, I got here a little too early then.
Oh.
Well, go ahead.
We are in
Let's-
wine country. You must indulge.
I am. When I travel, that's what I do. As soon as I get somewhere, I want to blend right in and
Well,
to whatever it is, rise to the occasion, as you will. Anyway, let's go on to the chain adjustment. That's it borrows from the old 250R style. We're calling that the eccentric hub, correct?
yeah, it has a slightly different adjustment position where you put your tool.
Where do I put my tool? You shouldn't be telling me where I should put my tool, Ken. Let's get back to the subject, okay? We were talking about the chain adjustment, remember? So it's
Yamaha's made improvements on that swing arm for the last couple of years, and you can race with that thing stock. The linkage has been changed a little bit. The chain adjustment, yeah. A couple loosen 4 bolts. Jam a screwdriver in the side, roll the thing forward, and tighten or loosen, whichever you need to do.
Right on. Okay. Well, there's many more things we could discuss on this, but we'll probably try to cover that in the rest of the race report. Or not race report, this is, again, I have to apologize.
Yeah.
The rest of the ride review, I should say.
Yeah.
Getting a little tipsy over here. We could talk a minute on GYTR, though. I can't believe like this. GYTR...
Well, we discussed that GYTR pipe moments ago.
Did we?
Before our audience showed up.
Wow, we covered most of the things we needed to cover.
I believe we did.
Let's sign off and let our readers go take one for their own test ride. And tomorrow I get to ride one. You get to go home to, what are you going to go riding somewhere? You probably have one already, don't you? Did Dirt Wheels get theirs yet?
I have one in the back of my truck. I may even be riding before you do tomorrow.
Where are you going?
I'm going to go down the street and unload it.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, it's nice chatting with you, John.
Right back at you. Thanks for having us.
Yes. Thanks for coming.
I think I did a good job as a substitute. I'd really rather have John Aaron sitting here, but...
Yeah, I would too.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us for another edition of Fireside Chat with John Arns and Cain Smead. Fireside Chat is brought to you by ATVScene.com. Get with the scene or get out of the way.